Hi there, I am Tracy Zamiska, and I am coming to you today to discuss a program that I've designed and I'm releasing on January 15th, 2016. It is called Map Your Intention, and it's about really working through how do you set up your year. It'll be 12 weeks of going through the process of identifying what your needs are and how best to meet them. And you can enroll up to January 30th. So if you're seeing this after the 15th, don't freak out. You still have time. You can make up the first 2 weeks there pretty quickly. So I just wanted to briefly talk about the program itself and what we'll be covering and why I'm doing this. So, Map Your Intention. It's 12 weeks of discovery, rebirth, intention, and evolution. So, at the beginning of the year, we oftentimes put a lot of pressure on ourselves to figure out, okay, what am I going to do this year? How is this year going to be different? What is going to make this year stand out? And will this be the year that I finally accomplish all my goals? Like, this will be the best year of my life, and I'm just going to completely kick ass with my resolutions, and my whole life will change. And it's great to have all that energy and excitement. But oftentimes we miss kind of the underlying things that inspire and encourage our um, resolutions that we have. And in my experience, the heart, the soul, even the mind speaks to us in whispers. Sometimes it's so quiet, it's really hard to hear. And because it speaks to us in that way, everything outside is a lot louder. Our job, our family, society, things that we think we should be doing, milestones we think we should be meeting. And all that noise prevents us from actually hearing what's going on inside of ourselves, what our heart is saying, what our soul is saying, what our body is saying. And because we miss that, our resolutions don't always come from a place of truth, and they don't always come from what our needs are and what our body and our soul is telling us we need and what we need to move forward and change in our lives. So when you're able to strip that away, oftentimes the resolutions change and they move from this place of externalities to being internal. But it's hard to find that sometimes. So this program is comprised of kind of three major areas or topics. We have monthly group calls that are about an hour in length, and there'll be a short kind of lecture at the beginning that kind of goes over the handout and what we'll be talking about for that month. And then it'll be open to Q&A and discussion. This is a collaborative effort, okay? So it's not me teaching you something or me telling you something or me giving you, this thing to follow and you do all the steps and check all the boxes and suddenly your life is perfect. That's not how this is meant to be. And when I work with my private clients, it's the same thing. This isn't about me fixing anything. This is about me being a guide and me offering questions and opportunities for you to learn about yourself and to figure out what your needs are and who you are and how best to honor and serve that. So that's how this program is designed. And the group calls are just another way to collaborate, not only with me, but also with everyone else that's in the program. You'll have time. I mean, it's an open Q&A discussion, so you'll have time to speak frankly with each other and hear what other people are doing and see how maybe those things might help you and you can implement things in a different way in your life. There's a reason that there's all these people on this earth, and we're all here to help and guide each other and to be part of each other's journey. None of us have, the toolbox full of everything that we need. And that's what life is about. It's about building your toolbox for life and how do you navigate through this world and this incarnation in the best way and in a way that helps you to grow. And we do that by interacting with other people. So we'll have the group calls. We also have monthly handouts, which is a PDF, and it's designed in a way that's going to give you some kind of questions and exercises to help kind of maneuver through this process and guide you on this path. And give you different tools that you can implement. Some of them are going to be amazing and work for you, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Some of the things are just not going to resonate, and that's okay. And that's why there's a handout, so that you have choices and you have ways to implement this so that this works for you. My goal of this is not for you to do map your intention with me every single year. Certainly, I would love to have people come back and do this and work with me again. But my goal is that you can do this on your own, that you're creating a toolbox that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life to always be in touch with who you are and what your needs are as a person moving forward. The last component, major component, so we have the group calls, we have the handouts, and we have weekly emails. And the weekly emails will come out in a way, they'll be consistent, but what is in them, the content themselves, how it's presented, will change, and the offerings will be kind of really varied so that everybody's feeling like they're getting different things that they need from this. So, for example, you might have meditations, mantras. There might be a mapping exercise. There might be like that you actually draw out or write out. There might be pranayama that you might do. I might give a quick yoga sequence to help open up your body and help you get into your space and relax. All of those things will be different ways that you can walk through this process and get more tools to help you move through your daily life. And there's two tiers to the program. You have tier 1, which includes what I just outlined, and it also includes 2 coaching calls per month. So you'll have one 60-minute call and one 30-minute call. And the 60-minute call is a more in-depth kind of going over things with you one-on-one, seeing where there's patterns and ways that we can support your personal process. And then the 30-minute call is just a quick kind of check-in. How is it going? Do you have any questions? Do you need any more information to kind of get this process working best for you? And then there's tier 2, which just includes the 12-week program and no extra coaching calls. So monthly group call, handouts, weekly emails. And if you feel like that's enough for you, that's great. Do that program. You can always sign up for that program and then buy, coaching sessions a la carte as well. I mean, there'll be an option for that and a discount for the rate so that it's comparable to, the other discounted rate that people are getting. And let's see, who am I? What am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? One thing that, people ask all the time when you first start working with them is they want to know what your background is. And I try to be, giving of myself, but I also, this isn't about anyone being attached to my journey or my process. I'm here to help you guys move forward. And I appreciate all the love and energy and support that I get from my clients in lots of ways. So just briefly, my university background is in humanities and social sciences. I did a bachelor's degree at Canisius College in Buffalo, New York, and I have a master's from SUNY Buffalo in New York in urban planning. So I have a little over 12 years of experience in project management and people management and process management. So I've spent a lot of time kind of looking at goals, how to make those goals doable and how to accomplish them best, and then bringing them to kind of that higher level of, okay, now we know what we want, how are we going to get there? And following that all the way through implementation and then kind of measuring the outcome of that. And that's been done on lots of levels. So from a nonprofit level, private consulting work, cities, I've worked at the government level, and also with people. I mean, neighborhood groups especially, and individuals who want to make change in their community, and how do they get their best, and I can facilitate that process in that way. I also am a Reiki master, and I completed that certification back in, I believe, 2012. And I've been doing that for several years. And I love my Reiki sessions and my Reiki clients. And after I got my yoga certification, and I am continuing that process as well, always learning new things, I have kind of blended everything together into one. And The sessions that I do now with people one-on-one, kind of it's whatever the person needs in that moment and in that day. We definitely have a plan, especially if you're coming to me with a specific issue that you want to work on. But I kind of blend the Reiki and the life coaching and the yoga all together into one package for people so that we can best serve them. And I do have over 300 hours of certification for yoga, and I'm continuing that to reach the 500 level, which should be done next year. Um, and I have some particular training in working with veterans, people with PTSD, addictions, mental illness. My private clients kind of run the gamut in terms of what their needs are and why they come to me, and what they're looking for out of this. And so, lastly, why am I doing this? Um, you know, I think that everyone has gifts and everyone has ways to contribute to this world. And I've spent a lot of time um, working and trying to figure out what it is that I have to offer and how can I help people and how can I be of service in this world. And one thing that I've really noticed is that sometimes people get really caught up in the New Year hullabaloo, and they make all sorts of resolutions that really can be overwhelming and hard to maintain. And I talked about that briefly at the beginning. They're not really intrinsically linked to who they are as a person and what their needs are. And so after working with several of my private clients on how to make their goals more manageable and helping them find more simple ways to bring these intentions into daily living, I thought that I could develop a program that was devoted just to that specifically and get a group of people together to kind of mastermind and intention set and build this space where people are really meeting their goals and their potential. Um, and you know, I know that time and money is of essence with everybody. So I do want it to be really clear that there are scholarships available. And if you feel, called to participate and that's your concern, please reach out to me and we can definitely talk about a scholarship. And also, there are payment plans available where you can pay monthly instead of in one lump sum. But at the heart of this program is a genuine desire to help people transform their life. Um, I think that when you have a support system around you and you have a sounding board, change is a lot easier to go through when you have someone walking with you on that path. So, again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, tracy@tracyzimiska.com. You can also, up in the corner over here, there is a book button. If you click that, there's a place where you can schedule a 30-minute free phone call with me if that's something that you think would be beneficial to ask any certain questions you have. You can also email me if email is preferred. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be a part of this. And I hope to work with you guys soon. Namaste.